offbeat cinema brought to you by Mighty Taco. Enjoy the great taste anywhere at mightytaco.com. Terrapin Station, the world's Grateful Dead headquarters at terrapinstationbuffalo.com. And poster art. Looking for a unique poster? Go to posterartusa.com.
Attention, cats! Have we got a movie for you tonight? This one is one of my favorites from all time for so many reasons. And I'm Zelda, and with me, of course, is my good buddy Beatnik. Theodore!
Hey, Zelda.
What are you doing here? What happened to Bert?
Oh, listen. Bird's on his way back from the annual Maria Uspinskaya fan conclave. And he was in charge of the mandolin. That's a heavy gig for him. So he's running a little late, but he'll be along. He'll be along.
All right. You look confused.
Well, you know, this movie always does put me in kind of a state of confusion because it tries sometimes to be a straight-up horror movie, and then other times it leans towards the comedic. Can you dig that?
Oh, I can so dig that, Theo. I'm down with it. You know, this is supposed to be a horror movie, but by today's standards, it's not really that horrific. In fact, it's kind of a little cheesy, I would say, but it has a great vibe.
Yeah, I can dig it. I can dig this because, you know, the Hollywood big boys would like to make a movie like this nowadays, but they just can't do it.
They just can't do it.
They don't got their act together.
They can't do it. Screaming Skull is a classic, and cats, we love showing it to you.
Absolutely, and don't forget the role of the Screaming Skull itself. You know, he's only got a few screams in him, but he really chews up the scenery. You can dig that.
Yeah, he really nails it.
He does.
Let's get to it, shall we?
Absolutely. Let's go.
Good evening, folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you, one that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family. Did you fail to dress up for tonight's show? No tie, an old shirt and slacks, a house dress? Well, don't give it a thought. We're glad you came as you are. We just want you to enjoy yourselves. Don't forget to visit our refreshment center during the intermission or any time. You love the tasty array of snacks we have to offer. So will the youngsters. Everything is quality and so good. We hope you'll make this a weekly visit. Bring the family. Bring your friends. There are always wonderful new pictures to see, delightful snacks to nibble, a gay, pleasant evening for all. Oh, a word of caution. Don't drive over 10 miles an hour in the theater area for your safety's sake. And Mom or Pop, go with the kids when they leave the car. We hope you have a wonderful time. Come back soon.
The Screaming Skull is a motion picture that reaches its climax in shocking horror. Its impact is so terrifying that it may have an unforeseen effect. It may kill you. Therefore, its producers feel they must assure free burial services to anyone who dies of fright while seeing The Screaming Skull.
Welcome, Mrs. Whitlock.
It's lovely, Eric.
You look disappointed for a moment.
I did not. It's really lovely. Oh, look. I bet that's the den there.
That's right.
Is that a bedroom?
Yes, it is.
Gonna be ours?
You'll need some fixing first.
It was her room, wasn't it?
Yes. Come on along. I'll show you the rest of the house. Rather forbidding now, I suppose, empty like this. But it was usually this way. Shortly after Marion and I were married, she removed all the furniture her parents had left her. This is our home, she used to say, and we must choose everything carefully. Well, we didn't get very far before she died. But now that you're here, it's going to be lovely again. I'll get the things out of storage tomorrow. They're all down in the warehouse. And I'll take care of that, too.
You have candles?
Sure.
It'll be twice as romantic.
Speaking of being romantic. I got to carry you over the threshold.
I love you. I love you.
Jenny, I thought life had died out for me.
What's that up there?
Oh, that's where Mickey keeps his gardening things.
Who's Mickey?
The gardener. He's kept it up the 2 years I've been away.
By himself?
That's right.
Must work awfully hard.
Oh, he and Marion would spend hours on end working here in the gardens and up in the greenhouse back there. See, he loved her very much. Sometimes I used to wonder who she was, my wife or Mickey's nursemaid. You know, I don't think he quite believes she's gone. I think he expects her to show up one of these mornings and scold her for neglecting the gardens.
You still love her, don't you? No, I'm not jealous. I'm grateful to her. I think to have loved once, really loved, to learn how to love always. Learning it from her, you give again to me. I wish there was some way to thank her. Who's that?
I don't know. They're driving around the back. Come on along.
Eric!
I see Eric.
Please stop by to meet your new wife.
Oh, Eric, this is a wonderful surprise.
It's been a long time.
It has.
Reverend.
Good to see you, Eric.
Jenny, this is Mrs. Snow.
I'm very happy to meet you.
Jenny, this is a lovely surprise.
And the Reverend Mr. Snow.
Hello, my dear.
Oh, she's sweet, Eric.
I know.
I happened to be going into town. I ran into Mr. Maurer. He told me you were getting back today.
And we thought we'd just drop by and bring you something for your dinner.
Oh, nice.
And it'll save you all the bother of shopping while you're trying to get settled.
Then why don't you stay for dinner?
Oh, no, not
Oh,
tonight.
no, we wouldn't think of that.
Oh, now, please say
I'd
yes.
like for you to.
It would be like old times.
All right, on the condition that I do the cooking.
You don't have to.
You know, I know that, but I'd love to.
Well, there's Mickey. Excuse me, honey. Mickey!
Ah, poor Mickey. He keeps this place up like a shrine.
Eric told me how he loved Marion.
Mickey's father was a gardener here when Marion's mother was alive. Mickey and Marion grew up together here.
Jenny, this is Mickey.
How do you do, Mickey? I hope we'll be good friends.
Well, Mickey?
Thank you, Mickey.
Well, shall we all go inside?
It's a good idea. Mickey, remember you promised me some of those rose cuttings.
Nice seeing you again, Mickey. I'm going to have to get you down to the barber shop one day very soon.
Excuse us, Mickey.
All right, that's done.
Oh, now please be careful. Oh, Edward, now don't break your neck.
You're doing great, Reverend.
Don't worry.
Good heavens. Honestly, the two of them are just like children.
Well, that doesn't look too bad, Eric.
Jenny, I hope you have more luck in getting your husband to mine than I've had with mine.
You know, you've got to admit it does make the room look better.
Very well, Tyson. For penance, you can come and help me with dinner. Now, come on. Edward, you keep Jenny company?
Yes, dear.
No, Mary, no. Send them away.
Cue it up.
How do you cue it up? No matter how you cue it up, do it up with Mighty Taco's new grilled pressed quesadilla-style burrito. Say cheese, as the Mighty Q is a vegetarian option. Or go with big fajita-style chicken or steak. The Mighty Q is perfect for dipping, so add your favorite nacho cheese, sour cream, guacamole, or salsa. The Mighty Q is here and only at...
What is Terrapin Station? Well, it's for the living and the dead. It's a unique boutique for the normal and the not so normal. Terrapin Station, Buffalo's most exciting specialty shop, offers you candles, imported clothing, jewelry, books, posters, music, and more. So stop in and say hi at Terrapin Station, 1172 Hurl.
So stop in and say hi.
Poster art. Buffalo's only poster and t-shirt gift gallery. 1055 Elmwood Avenue for the largest selection of Buffalo-themed posters and t-shirts. Custom framing, plaque mounting, unique gifts, and more. Stop in or visit us at posterartusa.com.
Hey cats, thanks for joining us again. Luck would have it, I've been talking to our friend Theodore and he's so informed. He knows everything about all these super cool movies that we show. Theodore, why is Screaming Skull such a classic?
Well, you know, this is a little film that was done as an independent. It was in India and it was picked up by American International Pictures back in '58. And of course, AIP is famous for all of these kind of films. This was directed by a guy named Alex Nichol, and it's interesting because Alex is actually in the film, gave himself a featured part, you know, got to play with the skull a little bit from behind the camera and in front of the camera. And this is from F. Marion Crawford's short story, although she doesn't get credit. But it's got the sort of all of the diabolical murder plot themes running through it, and of course it's got that skull that pops up every now and then and screams. So, you know, what more could you ask for? You know, there you have it.
There you have it.
Screaming skull.
Thanks, Theo. Cats, let's get right to it.
Huh?
No. Oh, she's so very nice, Eric.
Jenny?
Yes.
Isn't she wonderful?
Yes, she's not at all like Marion, and I think that's for the best. You know, so many men, when they lose a wife, they try so hard to deny the loss they marry someone exactly like the first wife. It hardly seems fair using the living to bring back the dead, does it?
No, I suppose it doesn't.
We make a prison for ourselves out of the past, at least our sentimental, wished-for pasts.
Mrs. Snow,
Yes, dear.
there's something I must tell you and the Reverend.
Well, of course, Eric. What is it?
You see, Jenny has not had a very happy past.
Oh?
And talking about it or about something that might strongly remind her of it, she's very impressionable.
Is there something wrong, Eric?
No, not really. You see, she lost her parents many years ago in a very tragic way. And talking about unhappy pasts only, she's very impressionable. See, I want her to be happy, Mrs. Snow.
Of course you do, and so do we all. Now, how did she lose them? Well, look, I'm not prying, dear. It's just that Mr. Snow and I can help better if we know something about it.
They drowned in an accident. Jenny saw it all.
Who's Mr. Mauer?
Mr. Mauer? Why, he's a lawyer in town.
I thought no one knew we were coming. You said you heard from Mr. Mauer?
Why, Eric wrote him. He takes care of the estate, or what's left of it.
Oh, that's right. Eric has to see him tomorrow.
Well, Eric's co-executor of the estate along with Mr. Mauer. You see, Marion's death was so sudden that, well, all that was left to Eric was the house and these grounds. Mr. Mauer told me that Eric had found someone very sweet and very kind, and with whom he was very much in love. He didn't say enough.
How did Marion die?
Didn't Eric tell you?
I think the subject's rather painful to him. I don't like to make him talk about it. Would you mind telling me? I'd like to know.
It was a rainy day. She and Mickey had been working up there in the greenhouse. She left him to go back to the house for a few minutes. The way we pieced it together after the accident is that while she was coming down this path, apparently it began to rain very hard. She must have run along here. We don't know, of course, what happened then. Perhaps she slipped on a leaf. Base of her skull was smashed. It was thought that she hit her head on the edge of the cement wall where we're sitting. And she fell in there. She died in the water. That's where Eric found her 10 minutes later.
Marion, you said, Mickey, wait here. I'm going down to the house for just a minute. Wait here, Mickey, you said, and then you went away in the rain, and you didn't come back to play. Marion, why did you...
And don't forget that you and Eric are coming for lunch day after tomorrow.
We'll do better than that. We'll come to church on Sunday as well.
Oh, getting Eric to church is like moving a mountain.
He'll come.
Come along, my dear. It's getting late.
Eric, thank you very much for bringing Jenny into our lives.
Thank you for the dinner.
It was a pleasure. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Edward, did you know that Jenny's very wealthy?
Oh, yes. Mr. Mauer told me in town today.
Well, she's not at all like Marion. You know, she's so gentle and timid, as if she were afraid of something.
I knew you'd like my friends, dear. Hey, what's this? Huh?
Just happy, that's all.
Come.
So happy.
Come on. How are the cots?
Fine.
What are you reading?
Something Mrs. Snow sent over.
Interesting.
It's called Beast in the Jungle. It's all about a man who waited all of his life for something great, wonderful to happen to him. He had only one good friend. It's a woman whom he confided. And she died. At her grave, he suddenly realized that she was the great and wonderful thing that he'd waited for all of his life. But it's too late then. His memories, like a beast in the jungle, rise up out of the past, overwhelm him.
Poor fellow. He doesn't know what he missed.
Eric?
Lily pad?
I don't think Mickey looks for her in the pond.
Jenny, now stop it.
I can't help it, Eric. That bad feeling's come back.
I forbid you to talk about it.
She looked like that, Eric. My mother looked like that.
Jenny.
I can't help it, Eric.
Darling, you're just talking yourself into those same old fears.
I've got to talk about it, Eric. I have to talk about
I
it.
forbid you to talk about it now.
Just that with you beside me, I'm alive again. I don't want to be sick anymore.
Honey, look. Now, you mustn't go on thinking like this. Besides, how could a very poorly done self-portrait upset you so much?
I know it's only my own fear. It's my own guilt that I can't get away from. Eric, I'm sorry.
Oh, I want you to listen to me. And I want you to believe me. Now, you were sick once, yes, but you were cured. Mickey caused this. You may as well know. He does look for Marion night after night down by that pond. And he probably comes here afterwards. I'm going to speak to Mickey in the morning. Now, don't you see? How simply it's all explained away?
But if I also heard a scream, Eric, before when I went to the hospital, I was hearing things. I'm hearing them again.
What did you hear?
It was a high, strange scream.
High, strange scream. Like a peacock's cry?
What's that sound like?
Come here. Sound like that? You see? It's all very, very real.
Such a fool.
You feeling better now?
Yes.
Night. We won't be bothered with any of Mickey's nightly visits anymore. I've forbidden him to come into the house.
I was just nervous last night. I wish you wouldn't take it out on Mickey.
Now, he's a child. Must be disciplined.
I'd like him to feel I'm his friend.
Why don't you do some gardening with him while I'm in town? If he sees you're interested, you win him over quickly enough.
Wait a minute. I need a list of staples mostly.
Are you sure you don't want to come in with me?
You get more done without me.
Got to see about the lights, the phone, the bank, and the warehouse people about that furniture. You know, that cop's just about broken my back.
Don't forget to see Mr. Mauer.
I have to see him this evening. It's a bore, but I'll have to see him.
Will you be home in time for dinner? I'll wait for you.
Now, if I'm not, don't you worry, darling. Getting out of Mauer's clutches sometimes requires an act of God. I love you.
Hello, Mickey. Oh, look out. You almost cut him. He's a handsome one, isn't he? So cuddly and warm. When I was a little girl, I used to want to be a caterpillar. So I was a very little girl. Here you go. Marion must have loved her gardens. We'll keep them lovely for her always. You know what I'd like to do, Mickey? I'd like to pick some of the nicest flowers and take them to her. Would you like that?
Yes.
Eric told me she was near here. Would you show me where? That all right, Mickey? I'm sure it was a great loss to all of you, Mickey.
She cries
Cries?
in the night.
Dead people don't cry, Mickey.
I heard her.
Heard her? Mickey?
Man, you're back from the Maria Uspinskaya fan conclave. Welcome back.
I am. I'm back. And what a convention it was. Thousands, hundreds of priceless mandolins.
And you were in charge of them.
I was.
And out of all the priceless mandolins, this is the one you come back with?
No. It's nothing like that at all. Yeah, that's exactly what it was like.
That's the only one they let you handle?
Yeah, that's the truth.
Well, it sounds a little out of tune.
Hey, speaking of out of tune, is the mail in?
Good segue. It's the melon, yes, it's
Funny
the
you
melon.
should mention the
My
mail.
funny mandolin master.
Mail right here.
We got some great mail. You want to start, Theo, with what you have?
Sure. We have Sandy Pullman from Frenchtown, New Jersey. I love Jersey. Spent many happy nights in Jersey. And Sandy says, you cats haven't aired one of my favorite beat movies yet. Watching Village of the Giants, very nice. But she wants to see the giant claw. Well, you know, we got a little trouble with the Hollywood big boys letting us show the giant claw. But we might be able to wrestle up a giant Gila monster for you.
We know what happens when you talk to the Hollywood big boys.
Yeah, we know.
We know all about that.
And, I got a nice little request here from Linda Sigmund from Rochester. She really loves the show. She never misses an Offbeat Cinema on Saturday. And she's been trying to order a coffee mug, but she's without any luck. So she's wondering where to find it. Well, it turns out, Linda, we have some great swag on our website. So if you go to Offbeat Cinema TV, follow the link, you'll be able to find something there you might like.
And, we love it. Send us stuff. Look us up on Twitter, on Facebook, Offbeat Cinema. And send us stuff in the mail. We love that pen to paper kind of ancient stuff. And look at the address on the screen, and that's where you can send it, right?
That's right, Bird. Now back to the flick.
I don't think he quite expects she's gone. She cries. She cries in the night. I think he expects her to show up one of these mornings.
She died in the water. The base of her skull was smashed.
She didn't want to die.
She died in the water.
Eric?
Good evening, cats. My name is Geets Romo, and I'm marketing a little product called the Screaming Skull. It's a marital aid that you'll hear about more later in the show. But right now, I'd like to introduce you to a little something I call poetry. Skull! Skull. Evidence of death. Object of my affections. Your beauty is not in you, but in the holes. The holes. The holes. Skull! Speak to me no more.
Jenny. Jenny? Jenny? Honey? Honey? It's all right, darling. It's all right. I'm right here. I'm right here. Just lie back. That's right. Just lie back. It's all right.
Eric, when you found me, what else was there?
What do you mean, what else?
A skull?
Jenny,
I know there was no skull.
of course not.
Mickey says Marion cries at night.
Why, that child is stupid.
Don't blame him. We both hear the peacocks. He, out of his love for Marion, wishes the cry to be from her. I, out of my sickness.
Now, darling, we've been all through that nonsense last night.
Don't you see? I've never imagined seeing these things before. To just stand there and see it. Have it turn out to be nothing. Eric? I want you to call Dr. Ann tomorrow in New York. I want you to take me back.
No, Jenny. Now, it may sound selfish, but don't you see, having you to love, I'm happy too. I don't want to lose that. Now, in the morning, Mr. Snow will be here, and we'll tell him. He's very comforting. And I think he'll agree with me.
About what?
I think it's Mickey. You see, he hated me from the first. Marion was his friend, and when I married her, he thought I was taking her away from him. And now that she's dead, taken away from him forever, I suppose in that childish mind of his, I'm responsible for that. And now, because you're my wife, and in Marion's house, he hates you too.
I don't think Mickey's responsible. He's not quick enough or clever enough.
And who?
Myself. It's all in my own mind.
We do need somebody else, darling. We need somebody outside of the confusions of our love for each other. Now, the Reverend Snow will be here in the morning.
Who's in there?
Well, this much is real anyway. Look here, Jenny. You see, this is how you gouged your hand. You say you threw the skull down here where Eric is looking?
Yes.
Did you find anything, Eric?
Nothing yet.
Surely, Jenny, you must agree with me that anything as fragile as a skull would have been smashed to bits down there. And Eric has found nothing. And to assume that the skull would move of its own, all the way from there to the driveway door. Now, Jenny, there's no reason for that.
Don't you see, I agree with you. Did Eric tell you I spent over a year in a sanitarium?
Oh, Eric told Mrs. Snow that you were very impressionable, but that's all. I know lots of people needing a rest go to sanitariums.
This wasn't quite that kind of sanitarium. You see, I grew up loving my father and hating my mother. Well, she never knew it. Something I kept to myself. She was very beautiful. Very gay, like her. Very much. And I knew she resented that I was not more like her. I used to lie awake at night and wish she were dead.
Well, that isn't very unusual. I understand many children go through such a period.
I was no longer a child. And one day, I got my wish. They were both drowned. I can still hear her scream. I was all alone on the little beach. And all I could see was the overturned boat on the top of the waves. And I kept trying to reach them. And the waves kept throwing me back. And then I could hear her cries no more. And then hours later, the men came and searched for the bodies. They were never found. That's when this bad feeling started. This feeling that if I'd really wanted to, I could have saved them, but I didn't. That I really killed them.
No, Jenny. You tried. You tried your very best.
Did. But thinking and begging, praying couldn't make this feeling go away. That's when they took me to the hospital. They told me I was cured.
Jenny.
They told me I was cured.
Mickey? Mickey! You go on. I'll be there in time for lunch.
Well, where do you think he's gone off to, Eric?
Who knows about Mickey? He might be hiding.
Have you looked at Marion's grave?
Cue it up. How do you cue it up? No matter how you cue it up, do it up with Mighty Taco's new grilled pressed quesadilla style burrito. Say cheese, as the Mighty Q is a vegetarian option. Or go with big fajita style chicken or steak. The Mighty Q is perfect for dipping, so add your favorite nacho cheese, sour cream, guacamole, or salsa. The Mighty Q is here and only at
Mighty Taco. What is Terrapin Station? Well, it's for the living and the dead. It's a unique boutique for the normal and the not so normal. Terrapin Station, Buffalo's most exciting specialty shop, offers you candles, imported clothing, jewelry, books, posters, music, and more. So stop in and say hi at Terrapin Station, 1172 Pearl.
So stop in and say hi.
Hello, I'm Geets Romo, inventor, founder, president, and CEO of the Screaming Skull Incorporated. And this is my vice president for sales and marketing, Cool Charlie Nightcap. Isn't that right, Cool Charlie?
Cool.
You know, marriage can be a wonderful institution full of love and warmth, sharing and caring and dual incomes. Or it can be a tortuous, twisted descent into a dark maelstrom of seething hatred, bitter resentments, and just plain anger. Isn't that right, Cool Charlie?
Cool.
If this describes you, friends, maybe you're a candidate for the purchase of the Screaming Skull. That's right, the Screaming Skull, a 100% scientifically tested, organically safe product guaranteed to hasten the end of any already doomed relationship. And it doesn't just have to be your spouse. Significant others, life partners, and even soulmates can be disposed of quickly with the Screaming Skull. Isn't that right, Cool Charlie?
Cool.
You know, you just place the Screaming Skull in a high visibility area, like the dashboard, the coffee maker, or my personal favorite, the bed.
Cool.
Your friends and relatives, and especially your spouse, will soon realize that they want to get rid of your sick and twisted ass. In fact, why not love your skull? Kiss it, caress it, take it into the bathroom for long stretches at a time. Sooner or later, they'll realize they're living with some sort of schizo necrophiliac, and they'll want to get the heck out of there. Isn't that right, Cool Charlie?
It's cool.
You know, friends, don't accept any substitutes or cheap imitations. Get the original, authentic, patented skull, the one you've seen on TV, the Screaming Skull. Hey, why not buy two? One for you and one for your soon-to-be ex.
Very cool.
The Screaming Skull is not intended for use by minors, school marms, or teamsters. May roll over at high speeds. Some Screaming Skulls may carry diseases, including but not limited to scurvy, the grip, the vapors, the plague, or halitosis. Do not use the Screaming Skull while mildly intoxicated. Get fully drunk and do it right. Purchase, ownership, and use of the Screaming Skull may be prohibited in states with laws.
Cool.
Mickey? Mickey! Mickey! Mickey? Mickey! Mickey!
Eric, did you find him? No. Where's Jenny? She's with Mrs. Snow on the patio. Eric, I think I should tell you that Jenny has confided in me about the sanitarium. Oh. Does your wife know? I told her Jenny was impressionable, but not that. I haven't said a word to her. Mr. Snow, you can do both Jenny and me a great favor by forgetting she ever told you that. But, Eric, if it helps explain, it explains nothing. If I were you, Eric, I'd take her away. If she's so impressionable and that house frightens her so much, why subject her to it?
Look, I can't do a thing like that. It'd be the worst thing for her. Mr. Snow, it would be admitting she was sick again. I want her to be happy. We'll stay here.
Perhaps you know best, Eric.
See, I've got a simple and old-fashioned piece of philosophy. The only cure for her fear is to teach her she's loved. I mean, really loved. And I love her so much.
God bless you for that, Eric. She's a very fortunate woman having someone like you to care for her.
Be night soon.
Oh, Jenny, Jenny.
I'm sorry.
Darling, you've got to believe it will not happen again. Ever. Mickey? Mickey!
Eric. Eric! Stop it!
All right. What are you going to do with that skull?
Stop it! It wasn't his
Where did you
fault.
get it?
Leave him alone.
I'll take care of this, Jenny. Now, I know you don't like me, Mickey. I know you do anything to get us to leave here. This idiotic attempt to scare us as if we were children. It was you, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
No, not me, not me.
Get out of here. Get out of here. On.
I wish you'd apologize to him. You know as well as I do it's not his fault. It's all in my own mind.
Jenny, I'm going to do something. And you're going to help me do it.
What's that?
That portrait upstairs. It reminds me of your mother.
Yes.
You were fine until you saw it. Now it has you all preoccupied with memories of the past. We're going to burn it.
It's precious to you, Eric.
The picture means nothing to me. I want you to be happy. We can't be until this fear is out of our lives. All right, Jenny. Go on, Jenny.
Let's go back to the house.
It's only the peacocks.
Fire's almost out.
Yes. We can't let those ashes stand overnight. And the brush in these hills is a regular tinderbox. You want to help me? You feeling better?
It's as if I destroyed her with my own hands. She'll come back, Eric. She'll come back.
Darling, if you go on talking that way, you destroy the whole purpose. Now, the thing is out of the house, and it's over. You just give it half a chance. You'll begin to forget it. And if you'll just spread those ashes out a little for me, I'll get the water to it. That's it. What is it, darling?
The skull! It's the skull!
Darling, there's no skull there. There's no skull there, darling. There is no skull there, Jenny. Darling, there's no skull there. There's no skull.
Poor skull. So cold. So lifeless. Such a shame. Such a shame.
What is it, Eric? I've got to take Jenny away. That hospital she was in before. It happened again? I thought it would help her if we got rid of that portrait. You know the one. Yes. Well, we burned it. She saw a skull in the ashes. You were there? I saw nothing, of course. Of course. And I thought it was Mickey. But when I was there myself and I saw her... Mr. Snow, there's something I've never told you. I've never told anybody. But when Jenny was put away in that hospital, she tried to do away with herself. I'm terribly afraid.
You think she might try it again?
I know she will, unless I get her back to that hospital.
When are you going?
Tonight.
We shall miss you. Mrs. Snow and I have grown very fond of Jenny.
Yes, and she of you.
I don't suppose you'll be coming back here again, Eric?
No. Never.
I'll miss him and his wife. He's very kind.
Yes?
When I said goodbye to him just now, he tried to talk me out of what I saw.
No.
He said he thought the skull was real. He's going to bring some men in the morning to search the estate.
Where?
Everywhere. He was just talking, trying to be kind.
I suppose.
I'll go upstairs and pack. You want to come with me?
I'll be up in a minute.
All right. Where's the skull? You saw me put it in the pond. You must have. Where is it?
I don't know.
Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me.
don't-
Where is it?
I don't know.
Tell me the truth. You took it. Tell me. Tell me!
Didn't take it.
Who?
Not me.
Who?
Marion took it. Marion took it.
You and your Marion.
Edward, in the name of heaven.
Mickey, where did you find this?
Pond?
Well, who put it there?
He did?
Eric?
He did.
Then there was a skull. But Eric said that he didn't see it when Jenny saw it.
I know.
Oh, but why should Eric lie like that?
Mickey, those other times with the skull, did you do it?
No.
Mickey, you've never lied to me before. Lying is a sin. You understand that? You must not lie to me now. Did you do it, Mickey, all those other times?
No.
I simply do not understand that. If it wasn't Mickey,
And it wasn't her imagination.
but why would Eric do such a thing?
I don't know. I just don't know.
Well, what do you think we should do about it?
We're going back there, to that house.
Right.
Mickey? Mickey? Eric and I are leaving, Mickey. I'd like to say goodbye. I'd like to leave as your friend, Mickey. Mickey? Mickey?
Jenny, are you all right? Oh, Jenny.
Eric tried.
Shh. Oh,
Where is Eric?
Don't.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'll find him.
It's all right. Edward, now be careful. Shh. It's all right, darling. Oh, it's all right. Oh, it's all right. Don't cry. Come on.
Eric! Eric! Please answer me! Eric! Eric! Eric, where are you? Eric! Eric!
Eric.
Why did he do it?
Your money. The question is now, did Marion die in an accident? I suppose we'll never know.
They're gone. Rest.
Man, yet another great flick on Offbeat Cinema, man. I just dug that so much. And you know, the groundskeeper.
Yeah.
Zelda, there's something about that groundskeeper. I can't place it, but I think there was something going on.
I know what you mean, Bert. I know what you mean. I felt that same vibe.
Well, you know, there's a reason for that vibe, because the groundskeeper also directed the film.
Ah, well, there you have it, Theodore. Yeah, cats, there's always something to find in these classic movies. And that's why we love to show you them here on Offbeat Cinema.
You know, the intention of this film originally was to scare the audience. But even in 1958, this movie was more about throwing popcorn and making out.
I don't know about that movie, because that movie scared me. But then a lot of things scared me.
Yeah, we believe that, Matt. We hear that.
Anyway, cats, thanks for joining us tonight. You know, here on Offbeat Cinema, we love you. We love you, and we love to show the movies that must be shown, the good, the bad, and the foreign. And until then, cats,
keep watching the skies.
Shut up.
Stop. Sit down.
Yes, ma'am.
You're just in time to dine.
Ah.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.